Welcome to Study Room for Computer Science. In my today's video lecture, I would like to discuss analysis of binary search algorithm. Okay, so before going into analyze, I would like to discuss what actually the binary search algorithm is by taking an example. So this is a very familiar searching algorithm as far as a computer science student is concerned, and also it is one of the important topic as far as GATE and NET examination is concerned. So let us simply explain this binary search algorithm, how this binary search algorithm works by simply taking an example. I'm simply taking an example as some 2, 8, 9, 11, 15, 16 and 19. Okay, one of the important thing you have to keep in mind is that the input to the binary search algorithm must be a sorted elements, then only the binary search algorithm can perform. So this is a sorted array, and it is named as A, and I am simply taking its index from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can by default actually the index is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3 etc. As far as a C programming language is concerned. Okay, so in most of the programming languages by default index is starting from 0. It is not necessary that when we are explaining in a theoretical manner to take the index from 0 itself. You can take any index, either it starts from -1, 0 etc. You can start from any value, and I can simply generate it as some L, and it is some U. I am simply generalizing it as some L and U. Okay, so this is the lower index and that is the upper index. And I am taking simply the key element. Key element is nothing but the element is to be searched for in an array. That I am simply taking is some 16. So which means that this is the initial configuration of this binary search. So this is the sorted array, and its in the lower index is 0 and upper index is 6, and the element to be searched in an array is 16. Okay, so in order to perform the binary search, first of all you have to find the midest value of index, that you can simply obtain by the equation L plus U divided by 2. You can take the floor value or a ceil value, whatever it may be, that doesn't affect the analysis of or the performance of this binary search algorithm. Okay, so L plus U, L is nothing but 0, 0 plus what is the value of U? 6, 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So this is nothing but 3. Okay, so this is the midest value. Okay, which means that A of 3, that is nothing equal to A of mid, is the midest element, that is equal to 11. Okay, so once you got the midest element, we have 3 cases in a binary search algorithm. The first case is that you need to compare this A of mid with key. So when we are comparing A of mid with key, we have actually 3 cases. In the first case, A of mid equal to key. In second case, A of mid less than key element. And in third case, A of mid greater than key element. Okay, so it means that if A of mid equal to key element, this binary search will successfully return, which means that the key element is to be searched is found in the midest position, and this is our key element. But in this case, this is not the key element, this 16 is the key element. So if this is not the case, we have to go with either 2 or 3. Either this will be the case or either this will be the case. Or let us simply check. In our example, key element is greater than midest element. Key element is 16, so key element is greater than midest element. So we will take only this portion of the array, which means that there is no need to search in this portion. We have to search only this portion in an array. So if this is the case, I will simply replace this L as now this is the entire array, but in this case, after the finding this midest element, this is our array is to be searched for. So I will make this as L. What is the value of this L? This is nothing but mid plus 1, right? L equal to mid plus 1. In this case, I will simply set L equal to mid plus 1 and U will remain same. Okay, and just assume that the A of mid is greater than key, which means that key element is less than the midest value, either 8 or 2. Okay, in that case, this is the lower bound, this is the array we have to be searched for. So we will change this upper index. Upper index is nothing but u is nothing but mid minus 1. Okay, so I'll take u equal to mid minus 1 and L will remain same in this case. Okay, these are the three cases in binary search algorithm. So after this case, I have to take either case 2 or case 3, then I have to perform the binary search recursively, right? Okay, so I can take this case. So what will happen? I'm simply erasing this. Okay, so I'm saying taking simply this one. So what is the value of L? L equal to mid plus 1, L equal to 4 and u equal to 6. What is the value of midest element? 4 plus 6 divided by 2. 4 plus 6 divided 10 by 2. 10 by 2 is nothing but 5. So then I am comparing all these three cases, and again I am taking all these three cases. I needed to take first case, a of mid equal to key. What is a of mid? A of 5 equal to key. A of 5 is nothing but 16. 16 is equal to our key. Then the binary search will successfully return, and the element is to be searched for is found in the position 5. Okay, so in this way the binary search algorithm will work. Okay, then we will discuss analysis of binary search. Analysis of binary search. Okay, so I am simply assuming that we have n elements in an array, and that is sorted. I am simply taking some 1, 2, 3 etc. up to n. I have n elements in an array. Okay, so in order to actually this binary search algorithm is a recursive algorithm. So in order to find the analysis, in order to find the performance of this binary search algorithm, so you should find the recursive nature of this binary search algorithm. Then we can easily find the recurrence equation for this binary search. Then we can solve this recurrence equation by using any of the method, either a master's theorem or a recursion tree method or substitution method. By applying any of the method, we can simply find out the complexity of this binary search algorithm. So we know how this binary search algorithm works. So we have an array with n elements. We will simply divide the array into n by 2 size by finding the midest element. So once you find the midest element, the array will be divided into 2 halves, almost equal halves. Okay, so after dividing, either we will take this portion or we will take this portion. We will not take both the portion. We will take this portion or this portion. Okay, so after the first iteration, the array size will be reduced to n by 2. So once you got the n by 2 size array, then again we will apply L and U and we will find the new midest element, and this n by 2 size array will be divided into n by 4 size array. Then either we will take either n by 4 size array or n by 4 size array until it reaches size 1, or find the key element in the array until it reaches the array of size 1 or finds the key element, which means that in the initial stage array is size n. In the second iteration, array size is reduced to n by 2. Then second n by 2 by 2, there is nothing but n by 2 square. Then n by 2 cube. Then n by etc. up to n by 2 raised to k. Okay, so this is the simplest method. After that, I will explain how we can form the recurrence equation and all, and how we can solve it. Okay, so n by 2 square, n by 2 cube, etc. Okay, so some values of k and some values of k, this n by 2 raised to k will be reduced to 1, which means that array size is n by 2 square, n by 2 cube, etc. up to n by 2 raised to k. So finally, this 2 raised to k will reach to 1, which means that n by n it will reach to 1 for some values of k. So you need to find out that k. Then that much amount of time this partition will take place. That is the complexity of binary search, because in each partition we will compare key element with this midest element. The number of comparison that we are taking is the complexity of this binary search. So in each division or in each partition, the key element will be compared with the A of midest element. So how many times we are partitioning the array, that will be the number of times the comparison take place. So we need to find out this k. How can you find out this k? So n by 2 raised to k equal to 1. So which is nothing but n equal to 2 raised to k. So you can simply take the logarithm on both side, which means that log n equal to log 2 raised to k. So which is nothing but log n equal to k log 2. So this I am simply erasing this. Log n equal to k log 2. So in this you can find out the k equal to log n divided by log 2. So we don't know the base, so which means that these two logarithm is having same base. So you can apply the logarithmic rule, then you will get, if you have the same base, you can write this something like that, log n to the base 2. This is the property of logarithm. Okay, so k equal to log n to the base, which means that this much amount of time this comparison will take place. So this is the complexity of binary search algorithm. So whatever be the number of elements is there in both the average case, best case and worst case, the binary search algorithm will behave in the same manner. So the number of comparison in both the average case, best case and worst case will be this log n. Okay, so in this way you can simply find out the complexity of binary search algorithm. Or if you are not following this method, you can form the recurrence equation for this binary search. Then you can solve that recurrence equation to get the complexity of this algorithm. Then how can you form the recurrence equation? So I can simply form the recurrence equation as some t of n equal to t of n equal to. So in each iteration, array size is reduced to n by 2, t of n by 2. Okay, so when we have a array of two halves of size n by 2, but we are only taking one half, so we will take only 1 into t of n by 2. If you are taking these two halves, you have to take 2 into t of n by 2, but we are only taking one half, so I am simply writing t of n by 2 plus we have to find some f of n. This is a non-recursive cost. All those things I have already explained in Master's theorem, and when we are I am discussing with the recurrence relation and all. So t of n by 2 plus f of n. So this f of n is nothing but non-recursive cost for dividing and combining. So in this case we are not combining the array into the actual array, we are only comparing key element with the midest value. So this comparison will be always constant, so this will assumed to be a constant value. So t of n equal to t of n by 2 plus 1. We can simply apply the extended Master's theorem by taking a equal to 1, b equal to 2, k equal to 0 and p equal to 0. Then you can simply find out then t of n equal to big of log n. You can simply apply the Master's theorem. You can see my video Master's theorem, then you will get how you can solve this recurrence equation and all. Okay, thank you for listening. If you like this video, please share my channel maximum and subscribe my channel Study Room for Computer Science.